Hi, I'm Richard Shockley from the Virtual Bowling Academy, and here's our tip of the week. This week's tip, we're going to talk about how to practice. I'm going to show you the right way and the wrong way. So let's talk about how you practice the wrong way. A lot of my students, unfortunately, have called me and they worked on their game and they practiced. And I watch them when they don't know it sometimes, but here's what they do when they're practicing the wrong way. I'm not going to pick up my ball, but I'm going to kind of demonstrate probably what really happens in 90% of bowlers practicing the wrong way. Okay, they pick the ball up, they get ready, they get set. All right, here we're going to go. We're going to make a shot. Boom. I got it. I see it. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're looking at the score. We're looking at the box. What in the world do you need to look at this for when you're trying to practice? Well, that's the only way that we can keep track, You know what? You should forget that when you come out here and practice. You know when that's important? When you're bowling in your league or when you're bowling in your tournament. My point is you've got to focus on the task at hand. You've got to really work on the goal that you want to achieve. Now, down at Calgo for 7 years, I was lucky enough to see the greatest bowlers in the world and how they would practice and what they would practice on. They would call me and they would say, Coach, I want to work on my release point. That's it. I want to work on my release point. Well, here's how it would look. I don't have a ball in my hand, but here's how it would look. I want you to watch what I do. I'm going to work on my release point. Here we go. Ready? That's what I'm at. I'm right there. That's what I'm looking for. Did I look at the ball? Do you know how hard it is to not look at the ball because you're focusing on something right here? Okay? That's exactly what my goal was. Okay? I'm going to back up a little bit. We're going to do another one. And let's say that we're going to work on what? Today, let's practice on working on posting the line. Posting the line. You know, last night in league, I was kind of falling off balance. And, you know, when I bowl good, I hit that line pretty good. So I'm going to work on posting the line. Here we go. Now, that's what I'm talking about. One more time. Remember we did this in a tip not too long ago? Coming in here, this is what my focus is. Let's hit that line right. Bam. That's working on a specific goal. All right? Let's look at one more. Something that really you need to take advantage of while you're out here practicing. Let's work on that crossover step. Let's work on the ball placement. What you got to do is identify what you want to work on rather than this. Call that practicing? You know what that is, in my opinion? That's for losers. This is for professionals where you want to work on your game, have a specific drill in mind, and do it. How long should you practice? Coach, I practiced for 2 hours yesterday. What in the world did you do that for? Work on a specific goal. Maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Okay? Work on these drills. Well, Coach, that's not very fun. I like to see scores. Here's what you should do. Before you're done with your practice session, go back, take a piece of paper, write down a score. Whatever you want to write down, 210, 220. Fold it up, put it there, and shoot that score right now. I'm talking stand up here like you're going to work and bowl against the greatest bowler in the world. Then, when I see you up here doing this, I have my students do this, they're going to go, that's what I'm talking about. Emulate what you're going to do in the tournament tomorrow. Your friends back here may think you've gone crazy, but what you're doing is you're putting your mind at work. Okay? If you shot 227 and you wrote 220, you got your goal. Okay? Practice the right way. Forget about the box. Worry about that during league. Thanks a lot. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this week's tip. For a personalized lesson, you can send your videos to me at richardshockley'svirtualbowlingacademy.com to help you take your game to another level.